Hello everybody, hope everyone's doing all right. It's been a crazy time in Australia lately. Everyone's been laid off or fired or sent home from work. So we've got millions of unemployed people in the country now. It's 70% of the country is now unemployed. Everyone's lining up around the block for Centrelink and the shops are empty. People are getting cranky. Like even old people are fighting in the shops now. It's not something I thought I'd ever see. Hey Catherine Lee, how you going? Yeah, she's been a wild one. Don't know. I just hope that once the coronavirus is over, we get a bit of a break in Australia because it's been drought, bushfires, floods, now coronavirus. How much can we take? It's been pretty sad. I haven't been having a lot of fun. I hope everyone else is trying to keep happy and try and survive all this madness. The only thing I understand is Silver Watcher. Oh yeah, give it a thumbs up, buddy. I don't mind. Whatever, whatever you wish to do, mate. Yeah, she's nuts here now. The only when you go into a supermarket, they got like squares set out on the floor, and you've got to stand in certain squares, and you're not allowed to stand here. And the police are running crazy trying to just enforce the social isolation rules. So they've got to have police at supermarkets. They've got to have police doing this, and really exactly New York City. I'm close to Niagara Falls, but had deaths in country yesterday. Yeah, we're getting a few. We don't have that many, but it's causing a lot of grief. I don't see how these quarantines are going to work. There's so many people that just won't obey a quarantine. You know, like a quarantine for them is. Yeah, I'm talking about like heroin addicts in Australia. We have a massive problem with amphetamines, crystal meth ice, we call it here. And I can't see all these people that are addicted to that stuff staying home, not going out running crazy. You know, I think it's going to be, yeah, exactly, Silver Watcher. I think it's going to be a bit crazy in the future. I hope it doesn't, but I can sort of feel a bit of craziness coming in the world at the moment. China's been buying up all our 43-year-old woman died yesterday, had no other medical conditions. Great, I'm 40. I've got a fair few medical conditions too, so I'm staying home. But the problem is here that you can't get on the unemployment benefits. And even if you manage to get in and sit down with someone or get the forms all done, lives in my, oh wow. Yeah, you can't get onto it for another month. So all these people are just being fired overnight and just left with nothing, and they're not planning to give them any money for another month. I sense big trouble in Australia. I feel sorry for a lot of people that are going to be day 11, no toilet paper. Oh man, I've still got a few rolls of toilet paper. I've got nothing else. I'm just about out of everything else. But I have a few rolls of toilet paper left. I think I've got about 18 rolls of toilet paper left, so I'm a rich man. I've got nothing else, but I've got my toilet paper. Yeah, no, it's like you go into the supermarkets now and you're allowed one item from the meat shelf, like a couple of steaks. You're allowed a couple of things out of the freezer, and then one of each item. It's so hard. You've got to sort of go shopping every few days. Stole my roll from work. Yeah, I bet a lot of people did. there was one service station and he was selling all their rolls that they had, and he was charging $5 a roll, and he told me he paid 20 cents a roll for them before the crisis. So he's making a few bucks now, but he's out. The only toilet paper I've seen around is a couple of boxes of tissues, and people grab them up pretty quick. Like even when you go to the supermarket in the morning and line up, there's nothing there. So there's no point even trying to do that. I don't understand what's going on. I saw one thing today that a lot of Chinese companies went around and bought up everything in Australia. Like they went around to all the warehouses and the bulk distribution centres and all that, and they bought up everything when they were telling the world it was all okay. So they bought up all our medical supplies, all our toilet paper, all our milk, everything, and sent it over to China on private charter flights. So we basically got stripped, which was not very nice. And they're going around in buses now, and they go to the little towns, and they'll get out. So there'd be probably 60 of them. They'll go through the supermarket and clean it out, and then all the locals are left with nothing. So there's been a fair bit of anger going on at the moment. It won't, Silver Watcher. It won't end quickly because people are scared. People are frightened now. They're not going to go back to the way they used to live. Like preppers used to be, oh, you're a crazy person. But, you watch how many people are going to start wanting to prep now after all this craziness, I don't see it ending. Even when the virus is over, there's still going to be shortages for a long, long time before people will calm down. So, and I can't see them changing it all of a sudden, like having enough stock in store to keep people happy. I can't see it happening. So I always used to wonder whether the supermarkets could handle it. Yeah, you don't... what you've got to do is you've got to get into the know on the network. Like if you're a local in a small community, you go to the shops and you put your name down, and they'll call you when they get some stuff in, and you go in and pick it up, and it's always put out the back for you and all this sort of stuff. But that's the only way people are getting things now. It's gone to insane levels at the moment. I hope it doesn't. I hope I'm wrong, but I think there's going to be a fair bit of trouble in the world, especially with China buying up everything. They're buying up all the businesses and everything in Australia are in trouble now. So China's moving in and buying everything up that's gone into trouble. So they're going to own everything. They almost own everything now. So I think it's pretty wrong that they get to benefit from destroying the world. So what's it, everyone having fun in their own state and country? Is it crazy everywhere else? Or is it just here in Australia? Are people handling it overseas, but they're not handling it here real well? The big thing here is alcohol. So many people are drinking alcohol because they've been laid off and unemployed. And the stupid thing is the police decided to cancel all breath testing. So they announced it that, hey, Tassie, how you going, mate? They announced that they're going to cancel all breath testing and not do it. Or they're only going to pull you over if they see you driving really drunk. So now everyone's drink driving, everyone's gone crazy. It's I'm glad I don't live in a city. I'm an hour away from the big city, but I'd hate to be in Sydney right now. So how you going down in Tassie? Is it all right down there? You guys should be a lot less affected than what we are up here. Well, I hope so anyway. Yeah, but the whole country got laid off. They started, what happened was we had the social isolation rules, and reporters went around everywhere looking for pictures and video that they could put on TV saying, "Oh, look, Australians aren't following the law." And because of a few people doing the wrong thing, they shut down all the beaches, they shut down all the cafes, all the pubs, all the restaurants. Everything got shut down overnight because of the reporters. What was that last comment? I missed that one. Let's go back up. There we go. No different. Thumbs up, bringing our farmers production back to USA. Oh, exactly, Catherine. Hey, Marty. No different to our life here. Oh, wonderful, Tassie. That's awesome, mate. Yeah, well, I hope we learn from it, because we don't produce much here at all anymore. We let nearly all of our manufacturing go to China because we don't have very many tariffs at all. So they just flood our market, destroy the businesses, and then come in and buy them out. So, and the government don't do anything about it. They let them buy as much land as they can. They're allowed to buy up to $100 million worth of land before they look at it in one go. How's Canada going? Is Canada all right? From what I've heard, they're getting it pretty bad there too. Everywhere. It's the whole world. It's crazy. I hope China doesn't get away with it, that's for sure, because they've destroyed Australia. I don't know what it's like in other countries, but I can't see. This is way, way worse than the Great Depression. Like the Great Depression compared to this is going to be nothing. I can't see countries recovering. Most countries were in debt as it was. Hey, Victoria, most countries around the world are already struggling with finances and debt and all that sort of stuff, and now they've got to put this on top of it. I just don't see a good recovery coming from it. And I already went through the GFC. That was bad enough. Wouldn't like to live through another one. Everything's pretty much shut down. Well, in Australia, they've shut down, like, as I said, the pubs, a lot of things, but there's still a lot of businesses going. They haven't shut everything down in New South Wales anyway, so people are still driving all over the state and going everywhere for work, and so we haven't gone into lockdown here. What our plan is, the Prime Minister's plan, is to gradually let it go through the community. So we're looking at least a 5 or 6 month period before it gets through the country, and it could be even longer. Yeah, it's good to see you guys. I've been pretty down. I went through 6 weeks of trying to get my pension organised, and they rejected it. So now I've got to do another application for New Start allowance, which is like job seeker, and that'll take a month to process as well. So I've got to wait another month before I get anything. So it's just crazy here. Parks and beaches are all closed. Yeah, they're closing all the parks tomorrow in Australia. All the playgrounds in New South Wales and all that will be closed. You're allowed to go for a walk outside, but I don't know how much longer they'll allow that for. But I should be all right. I've got plenty of room to run around and go crazy here. Got 5 acres, so I'm not like I'm stuck in a bloody inner city tower or something like that. That'd be a nightmare. That'd be a real crazy nightmare. I think I'm going to have to move to Tasmania after this craziness. They're still living a normal life down there a little bit. I tell you what, it's going to hurt them pretty bad too, though, because their main source of income in Tasmania is tourism. Kids and her man, I can't help for 10 days now. Yeah, it's bad here. I miss my kids a lot. And my wife, I've missed my family a lot. That's the hardest part. Like, if you got your family with you, you're all right, but when you miss everyone and you're lonely, it's pretty hard. this Indiana, USA is supposed to be on lockdown, but we had to go to the store a few days ago. People over the place nuts. Yeah, well, how does a lockdown work? Like you're not allowed to go to work, but you're allowed to go to the supermarket, the pharmacy, the bottle O, all these different places, and everyone's mixing in with everyone, so no one's quarantining themselves. And no one in Australia's got enough money to buy any food or anything anymore. So we're going to have to keep going to the supermarket all the time buying dribs and drabs because there's nothing left. So I don't see how isolation's going to work. No one's got enough food supplies in stores at home to last a month or 2 months like they want to do. So it's just going to be a very long process, I think. I hope America gets going on all this production wise, and I hope they don't lose it afterwards. I hope the world starts working for themselves instead of buying everything cheap from China. Yeah, I'll pray for them too. Struggling in the cities, mate. Yeah, yeah, it's going to be bad. I feel sorry for all the people that are going to have like marital problems and all that sort of stuff. Like, it's going to be hard. So many people's businesses have been destroyed, and people are going to lose their homes and all sorts of craziness. So, bought a bunch of grain from the US. Yeah, they cleaned out everything in Australia. They went around when they were telling everyone it was fine and everything's dandy, and they went around and bought everything. So we've got nothing left here in Australia. We've got no medical supplies, nothing, because they bought it all up. And now we're asking them to send us stuff back, which is crazy, and they're not doing it. They won't send it back to us, or we can't even buy it from them. So, and we don't make all that stuff anymore here in Australia. The phrase I always remember, if you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it. It's pointless for the most part. We can walk and exercise, no goings more than 5 people. Yeah, well, they're fining people like $5,000 here now. 7.5. I bought med supplies in Jan before people scared. Yeah, well, I had no money when it was all going on. I still had no money. But when it was all going on, I was too broke to get ready. But I did try and warn everyone early on with me toilet paper one, the Great Australian Toilet Paper Shortage. I tried to warn everyone in the world what was coming. It's in the future, you're going to see people going back to the way we used to live, like how we used to have winter food and all that sort of stuff, stores on hand all the time. So we're going to end up with bigger pantries and all that sort of stuff in our house, which will be a good thing, because next time a disaster comes, and it will, oh, wow, you can get toilet paper. You're laughing. So many people in Australia that I talk to haven't had it for 2 to 3 weeks, toilet paper. They've been using rags and newspaper and all sorts of crazy stuff, like I don't see it changing here for a long time. People are terrified. It's not a good thing. I just wish it'd all end and people could be happy again. But I fear even once it's over, yeah, it is a bummer, I tell you. Yeah, people are really getting annoyed with it. Once it's all over, the virus and everything, I still think it's going to be devastated economy and everything. So we got toilet paper at the store when we went to the store. Oh, you're so lucky. There's none in Australia. Like, people spend all day, every day, driving around to all the different shops trying to find toilet paper and stuff like that. And when you go to the shops, you can tell straight away whether there's toilet paper in there or not, because people are coming out with nothing. When they come out with nothing, all right, there's no toilet paper, and we'll go on to a different one. Thanks, Hector. How you going, mate? Hope everything's all right in your neck of the woods. Yeah, we're dealing with our Centrelink, where you go to register for unemployment benefits and that. We've got people lined up for like right around the block. It nearly goes from one end of the block right around to the other. People just can't get access, and there's no. The government are all right because they're all rich. This isn't going to hurt them at all. But a lot of people that were living from week to week on their paycheck, barely covering their rent, just getting enough food and everything. Those people are in so much trouble now. I'd be devastated at the moment if I was trying to feed me kids and all that, and I'd lost my job and I can't get benefits and had no money. You can imagine the stress and the turmoil that's going to cause on people. I think the best solution would be that helicopter money. When they give everyone $500 or $1,000 just to get everyone by until things sort out a bit. Missing food and some supplies. Red Cross asking people for blood. Yeah, I can't give blood in Australia because I went to England in the 90s and they had the mad cow disease in the 90s. So I'm not supposed to give blood, which really sucks because I want to do things to help people and that, and I can't do it. So I'm probably going to get mad cow later as well. Oh dear, we all have so much fun in life, don't we? Oh, yeah, I've tried to stay off YouTube a little bit because I was so down and everything was getting me depressed. But yeah, we're still getting mail. Pretty much the mail service is going to try and take over a lot of different things like distribution and all that sort of thing. So they're going to bring you out your scripts and all that sort of stuff. But I'm not looking forward to having to use all these new apps and stuff because I'm a bit of a dinosaur, I still have a wireless, not a radio, as they used to call it in Australia, a wireless. So I'm an old dog. I don't know all this new stuff. Yeah, I spent hours this morning just trying to get a code from Centrelink to try and get benefits, and I'm on there typing it in and couldn't get one. And apparently, turns out I've got to go into the office to get the code to go online to do it. And they're telling everyone not to go to the office, just go straight online. So I don't understand. Wireless ham radio, you know what I'm talking about then? A wireless. Yeah. See, I grew up I was born in 79, so I still remember growing up. You still have a record player? That's it, buddy. I've got one. Oh, I did have one. I don't know where it's gone now. Very old lady who lived next door when I was a kid. She had little pieces of cloth. Yeah. I remember Mum used to tell me everyone used the phone book in the old days. Yeah, I reckon the ham radios are a great thing because they're one of the few forms of communication that's not taken out during a disaster. So I reckon ham wireless is a great idea. But the only bright side of this coronavirus is we've all got YouTube to get on and chat with our friends and everything and share experiences. And I'm going to try and get in and do a video soon on making toilet paper for your guests. So I've been thinking about doing that video for a little bit. But like I said, I've been struggling a bit. But trying to rebuild myself now. I've been down to the ground and now I'm trying to go back up. So I just pray everyone looks after themselves and everyone's all good. Oh, thanks, Hector. Appreciate you, brother. In college in 1979. Wow. Yeah, it's good to have friends like this that you can get on and have a chat with and share some of your bad stories and all that sort of stuff. And I think the biggest thing in this crisis will be, the biggest killer could be depression and people being sad and everything, you know. So we've got to keep an eye on all our loved ones and make sure no one does anything silly through this crisis. Because hopefully it'll end one day, but I think we're in for a long run. I don't know what they're going to call it. It'll probably be like, you know how we used to tell time by before Christ and after Christ. Well, now it'll be before Corona and after Corona now. Been 2.5 years since my one passed, still find it hard. Yeah, I'm missing my family so much. It's I wrote a little bit of a poem about it, you know, and that sort of helped to get a little bit of it out of me chest and everything onto paper. But yeah, hopefully I'll get to see him on Tuesday. It is, Hector, it is, and it's a shame, you know, like a lot of people are losing their way, that getting angry with people, and it's never been their way before. It's a shame to see it. I always try and it will get better. It will, Marty. And I always try when I'm out and about to have a bit of a laugh with people and try and cheer them up a little bit. Like when I go into the toilet paper aisle and there's nothing there, and everyone's standing there going, "Rah, this is crazy." I say, "Yep, let's go and get the pitchforks out. It's time for a revolution." Everyone starts laughing. But Churchill said that when you're going tough, keep moving. Yeah, I've started doing more exercise, but my back's been killing me. It's absolutely drilling me. So I've got to try. I've got an appointment with a new doctor in the morning, and he's real good. Just wait there a sec. I'll be back. This is all my paperwork from trying to claim a pension and all that sort of stuff. Like all my doctor's reports and all this sort of stuff, and x-ray results. They said to them I didn't give them enough stuff, so I'm going to give them everything. See if they like that. Yeah, but this new doctor tomorrow, he's my dad told him what's been happening. Like, my doctor doesn't want to help me. She's for some reason she doesn't like me or whatever, but she was our family doctor, so I had to stay there. But like, I'd have to get my wife to come with me to the doctor just to get me medication, otherwise she wouldn't give it to me. So I'm going to this new guy. He wants me to come over and see him, and he reckons he's going to fix me up. So I'm looking forward to someone that actually wants to help you. Hey, Detective Jim and Paul, how yous going? Keep moving. Yeah, I understand, mate. Don't lose your originals. Yeah, no, these are all my originals, you know, like I had to go and see because the doctor was involved with hurting me, my wife and the baby and me, like, they didn't want to help me, so I had to go and see a professor. He's a specialist pain medicine physician, rheumatologist, conjoint professor. So when I went and seen that professor, he overrode everyone. So I'm going to have to go back down and see him again. I don't like doing that because I've got to go down to Sydney. Yeah, you're not wrong, mate. It's just like, I started on the 22nd of February doing all their paperwork and everything for them. Hey, David, how you going, mate? So the 22nd of February, I started doing the paperwork, and I got it in 2 weeks ago, and I rung them up today and on Friday, and they said they'd rejected it. I've got to wait 2 years of physio and all this sort of stuff unless I can provide them with more information. So they're going to get more information. I've just got to be able to get into the shop now and sit down with someone and give it to them, because the lineups are around the block now, so you can't even get in there. Still on lockdown? Yeah, we're not even on lockdown yet. It's crazy. We're on sort of half lockdown. Every few days we get new rules that we've got to abide by, which is making it hard. But yeah, no, they're not planning to lock everything down in Australia. 2 jobs as a teacher and as a US census supervisor. Not working either, no. The whole world's going to end up unemployed. Yeah, I remember my history teacher, he was brilliant, like he taught me that when the human population ends up being the most dominant thing on Earth and there's not much left, everything's going to start to look to humans, like viruses and diseases and all that sort of stuff. So he used to say to me, it's only a matter of time, not if, but when. And he was a bloody brilliant man, that fella. I have to tell you, all my letters I got before, they were brilliant. When I did it with Hunter, I had so much fun opening the letters, all the Christmas letters and all that sort of stuff. It really gave me a boost. All my Christmas cards from everyone. It was great. So I'm really looking forward to seeing them on Tuesday. They're coming down. They're going to get a load of firewood and stuff like that because they're living up in the mountains now and it's freezing up there. They'll get snow up in the mountains where they are. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I've been missing them so much and I'm just worried that they're going to put us into like a 4-month lockdown or, travel restrictions is what they're talking about next. Not so much a lockdown, but you're not allowed to leave your suburb. Like we have here what's called council regions, Southern Highlands, Goulburn area and whatnot. So you won't be allowed to leave your local area. That'll be it. If you try to, without a valid reason, they'll fine you for it. So, yeah, I don't know how it's going to go. I'm a bit nervous actually because my family's not here. I can't protect them if things go crazy, like that's one of the things I'm worried about a lot. You want to protect your family and especially in times like this when everything's real scary, But I'm looking forward to seeing them. It's going to be a good day. We're going to probably do some firewood and have a feed and probably watch some Star Wars. I'm looking forward to watching a bit of Star Wars with Cody and Haley. They really like Star Wars, watching it with Dad. Chewbacca and all that sort of thing. Yeah, I grew up on Star Wars. I loved it. It's just a shame I couldn't go and see it at the picture theatre before. Oh, as I said, I really hope everyone's doing all right, and just wish I could help everyone. And it's going to make people realise about resources, living conditions. Yep. Oh, you're a champion, Marty. Love you, brother. It's I just pray for everyone that things don't get bad over in your countries and that like it is getting here, like everyone being unemployed and all that. I hope everything works out for everyone. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. They've already called up the Army Reserve in Australia and the Army, and they've already bring the Army in for quarantining people in motels and stuff like that. One of the hotels where they were quarantining all the new returns to Australia, like people coming back to Australia, someone let off a fire alarm so that they could get out of the building. And they've only been in there a few days and they're already going nuts. So I don't see, I don't know what they're going to do. So far, the Army are unarmed. When they're out, I haven't seen any of them with guns or anything like that. But things may change. Apparently, in Queensland, they're looking at anyone who's breaking curfews or restrictions or whatever, they're looking at tasing them or shooting them with rubber bullets. So thank you, Marty. You're a champion, brother. So they're going to start tasing people and shooting them with rubber bullets if they're caught out on the street and things like that. So I think that's a bit extreme, but hopefully they don't follow that down here in our state. But they're talking about all these heavy restrictions like that, and yet they let them go out and vote yesterday. Like they forced everyone to go out and vote and mingle with each other. So I don't understand these politicians. I will, Marty. You too, brother. I'm praying for everyone. I hope everyone's all good. And I'll try and get back in and catch up with everyone's live streams and videos and stuff. I spent a bit of time watching a show on TV called The Wire in America. It was in Baltimore. And that was a sad show, seeing how people were forced to live and all that sort of stuff. I really feel for people. I just wish I could help everyone, you know, it's terrible. I love yous all, and I think I should probably be heading off to bed soon so I can get up. I've got a big day tomorrow with the doctor's appointment, and then I've got to go and line up for Centrelink, so I'm not looking forward to that too much. But I hope everyone stays safe and just prepare for the long run. Down with drones yelling on a speaker and recording violators. Yeah, they did, yeah. They also welded people into their houses too, you know, like put big metal barricades in front of the doors, and they boarded people's houses off. And I've seen videos of people on their balconies screaming for help, crying and help, and terrible scenes. And then when they caught people in China without a mask on or something, they'd slap them into them, you know, like bang, 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 bash them up. And oh, thanks, Victoria. I just hope everyone's good. Prayers are going out for everyone. And it's going to be a long run, so everyone needs to stay safe and keep up with everyone on the community. Keep positive, exactly, Tassie. Positivity is a big thing, you know, like I just feel for people that are going to suffer, you know, like women and kids and stuff like that. They're going to suffer a lot. Yeah, I hope it ends quickly so people can. Yeah, just seeing the devastation in people's faces, you know, it's hard when you talk to them, and like business owners and stuff, they're all devastated, you know, they can't pay their bills, they can't pay their rent, everything's going to go to hell. Thanks, Catherine. It will pass. We just got to be calm and use our brains. I'm right near Sydney. I'm in the hills above Sydney. So if I drive that way an hour, I'll be in Sydney. I'll be in the centre of Sydney. It's actually real close. I always want to move inland a lot further away from the city. Get away from the crazies, I reckon. Too much trouble in the city. In Australia, we're all going, Aussie, how you going, brother? In Australia, everyone's going bush. I don't know if you guys overseas know what that means, but when you go bush, that means you go away from everyone, go out into the wilderness and stay away from everyone. You go right away, and everyone's out in the bush, and you can see people camping out in the bush, and that's it. We still have each other to eat. Well, I've been gone walkabout, yeah. So there's people camping out everywhere out in the bush. It's it's a funny, he was saying bugging out. Yeah, well, all the rich people are coming up here to their country hideaway. So there's all these rich people in town now, which is not very nice. Yeah. So what's it like in Queensland, Aussie? Is it all right up there, brother? People going a bit nuts? The one thing I found funny was that they talked about the things that they won't shut down in Australia. Preppers, yeah, I've got all my prep bags and all that ready to go in case it kicks off. It's yeah, I hope it doesn't. I hope everyone keeps their head about them and everything, but you never know. Oh, I love yous all. I better get going. I've got to get an early night's sleep tonight. So I'll catch you soon. Stay safe and be good to each other. Just remember, start looking up bush tucker and for us bush tuckers like food you can eat out in the wild. You guys have a lot of different stuff in your countries, but here we get things like witchetty grubs and see you later, Catherine. All right, everyone, I better go. I love yous all, and I'll catch yous next time. Thanks, Marty. Thanks, everybody. I love yous. Be good.